Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Justin Triplett, the Client Success Manager here, and I'm also joined by Emily Stone, one of our Inner Circle members. How are you doing, Emily?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for asking. So we're so excited to have you here. You have an incredible story about your successes out of state investing and overcoming all of those fears. And I'm so excited to dive in and kind of just learn more about you and your whole real estate investing journey. So first off, I would just love to know, how did you find us? How did you find the Inner Circle, and what kind of got you interested in real estate investing?
I've always been interested in real estate investing. When I live in a state that's so expensive as Washington, my fear was out of state. It was always a thing for me, but I always wanted to learn more about it and know more about it. And I found Jennifer Beadles on Instagram and just sort of chatted with her. And then I kind of checked out her website, and it took a little convincing to my husband to join this group that will help you out of state invest. And so finally he cracked, and I did. And that's how I kind of came into her Instagram.
Yeah, awesome. And I know we were talking a little bit before, and you mentioned how some of your other family members are in real estate as well. And they kind of told you maybe don't out of state invest. So
Yeah.
what kind of I guess, how did you get your first properties, and how did you kind of transition into out of state investing while being inside the Inner Circle?
My parents did always tell me that because they were local investors, and they always said you will run into property manager problems, and you just don't know the area. You're not going to understand what's happening. But being in the group, it was so much easier, and I was able to be like, okay, they're wrong about that. It was just they didn't know what it would be like to out of state invest, and having the group and Jennifer and the information about property managers and real estate and agents and investors, it's really helped, overcome all those fears to see that it's actually working for people.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, well, that's awesome to hear. I mean, yeah, and I know we talked about a little bit of this before, but really joining the Inner Circle, you just have so many networking opportunities, right? With other like-minded investors who are out of state investing and who can build a good rapport for these certain areas and all of their contacts. And I know we talked a little bit about how much that has helped you, but I thought maybe you could explain a little bit more about that.
I was really stressed about what city to choose also on my own. It was like, how do you even begin to do the homework for that? And so that's another thing that's really been helpful, is that the ROI group does all of the homework for you. And so you're able to pinpoint the city that you like. And once I did that, then they had an agent that I was able to get in contact with, and the property manager, and, all of the things laid out for you. So it really was so much less homework for myself. It was so easy to just be able to kind of dive in once I figured out my city.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's incredible because not only do we look for the deals in our pre-vetted markets, but we pre-vet our agents, and we love that they have their trusted contacts. So really, our investors can hit the ground running, even in new places
Yeah.
where they invest. So I would love to know kind of how you got started in real estate. What were your first couple of properties, and then what are you doing these days now?
So we bought our first house in 2009. And then it was during the market crash. So we kept it, and then we bought another house, and then we rented that one out. And we did that 3 times in our own neighborhood that we lived in. And we decided to move the east side of the mountains. And so my fear was like, we have to sell everything. So we sold all of our rentals on the west side, which now I'm devastated that we did that. But so it was great. It was a great experience. We were young. We didn't have a lot of money. We had little kids. It was pretty stressful. And we were doing a lot of it, all of it on our own. And so another thing that somebody had told me one time was like, if you have out of state and a property manager, it's passive. And if you are running it all, it is not. And that was like a huge aha for me. It was like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to have the stress and the pressure. So that's when I was like, okay, out of state, out of state, out of state. And then I found the group, and I was like, okay, we're going out of state.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Yes, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, out of state investing, it can seem frightful, right?
Yes.
But really just having our members who have been in those areas and worked with our agents and those property managers and contractors, most of the time, I mean, you're always going to have the same exact good result that they had. So I'm glad that
Yeah.
you kind of are diving into real estate. And what do you, and I know recently you've acquired a couple new properties through the Inner Circle. Do you think you could touch on that?
Yes. So recently, I think I joined ROI in February, I think. Did
Yep,
you say
about
February?
6 months ago. Yeah.
And we bought our first property in April, and then we bought two more in July in 1 month. So now we
Awesome.
have
And
three in Des Moines.
cool. And what kind of properties are those?
They're duplexes, all three of
Okay,
them. Yeah.
cool. Cool. So you have three duplexes, and did you work with one of our agents there?
Yes, Chase Keller.
Awesome. Awesome. So Chase was
Great.
able to help you out and give you everything that you need,
Yes, he's
even to
fantastic.
invest.
Yeah, even now I'll run into questions and I still text him. I'm like, "Hey Chase, do you know much about this or this?" And he's so helpful and he's so kind and he's great. He is really, really great.
Awesome. Well, that's incredible to hear. We love working with agents that give our Inner Circle members the greatest quality service. So I'm glad that Chase was able to help you out and in
Yes.
such a short time be able to land you three duplexes in Des Moines, Iowa. So that's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
And I think just an incredible success story. So we're so happy to have you here. But I know that these properties, it probably wasn't all easy. So I was wondering if you could just go over maybe some of the fears you had initially investing out of state, and then maybe how the Inner Circle has helped you kind of relieve those fears investing.
One of my biggest fears was not trusting a property manager or always feeling like, they're not always honest or they're charging you too much and all of those things. It was mostly the property manager thing. But I feel like, just communication is great. And having the ROI, like talking with the Q&A calls with property managers is huge because it's like you can actually put a face behind what you're doing and who you're paying, and that was huge for me. In fact, I think it was Wisconsin, maybe they had spoken with a property manager on a Q&A call, and I was like, wow, I feel like we should go to Wisconsin because I really like those people and they seem great. And so that's a big deal because I think that's a big fear for everybody. Like property managers are, you have to trust them and have a relationship with them, and it can be scary when you are far
Yeah.
away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And even actually just yesterday, we had a Clarksville, Tennessee property management call. So Kelly
Yes.
Kellett and Tiffany were on the call, really giving our members insight on every single thing that they're going to do for them, how much it's going to cost. And so, yeah, it's honestly a great feature on top of all of our other calls. As you mentioned, our Q&A calls and market mastermind calls. We really try to set up our events for our members to succeed. So whatever they need and want, we want to deliver. So I'm so happy that you're able to find some success in all of these meetings. But one of my last questions, I mean, you have such an incredible story, but I was just wondering, what is your why? Why did you choose to start out of state investing? And maybe what are some of your end goals at the end of all this?
My why is my family. I like I mentioned before, I really want to work because I want to work, because I enjoy it, because I have fun, not because I have to. And I think that when you don't have to, it takes the pressure off of you, and you can, we just want freedom. We want to travel, we want to spend more time with our kids, and we just want what everybody else wants, to be free and to live, because you get one life and I don't want to spend it working all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So through the passive income of real estate investing,
Yeah.
you'll be able to spend more time with your family and just, I guess, kind of just get the most out of every moment. Is that right?
Correct. And I want to teach my
Awesome.
kids about real estate investing. And, there are other outlets besides like the basic 9 to 5 for 60 years. I want them to have the knowledge to be able to do something other than that.
Oh, totally. I mean, we have investors from all different experience levels, from beginners to experts, and it's always awesome to see those beginners really learning and understanding the power of passive income and how real estate, on top of all the other benefits, can really just impact your life forever, because
Yeah.
the passive income is really where it's at. And so we're so happy that you're on that track to live financially free. Now, what are some of your end goals? Where do you think you'll be, and you can call it that you are happy where you're at investing in real estate?
So I'll turn 40 in 2 years, and our goal is to be at that point where we're working because we want to, not because we have to or we're forced to. Not necessarily like quit our jobs totally, but in 2 years, the next 2 years, we're going to grind it out and see where it will take us. We want to purchase another property. We're going to go to a different state just so that we don't have all of our investments in one state. So I've been doing a little research on that, but yeah, we're just saving right now to purchase another. Would be sweet to get a triplex. That's kind of our goal.
Cool, cool. Well, we're so excited for you, and we're ready to help you with whatever you need. So that's all I had. Emily, did you want to say anything else today?
No, I don't. I just want to say thank you for, interviewing me, and being part of this ROI group has really changed, my future and my family's future, and we're really excited about it.
Well, that's incredible to hear, and you have an incredible story, and I believe that so many of our members can relate with the fears of out-of-state investing, and just knowing that our inner circle will really help them kind of overcome those fears with our trusted contacts and the good rapport that we've built with everyone. So once again, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. You are incredible, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one, Emily.
You too. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.